Hey you guys, welcome to Everyday Mama, where I'll be making some easy breakfast burritos for my girls. You'll need hash browns, salt, eggs, jumbo restaurant burritos, which I like to use, but you can use the regular ones, an onion, Louisiana sausage, and cheese. I usually would like to put a second meat in there for my girls, but today I don't choose to do that. That's optional. You could do it as you like. So let's get started. So I've chopped up these onions. These are for the hash browns. I feel like onions put a lot of flavor in food, and so these are for the. So these are frozen hash browns, and what I like to do to make it easier for me is I like to pop them in a microwave for maybe about 2 to 3 minutes, and they'll soften up, and then you can put them in your pan. So you just put a little oil in there. It's coming out kind of crazy, but you put a little oil in there. Then you want to add your onions. So I just crumbled them all up, the hash browns, so that I can start to stir them and get them nice and golden brown. These will take about 15 minutes. They can take maybe 20, depending on how you like your hash browns. I like mine like nice and golden brown, so between 15 20 minutes I'll leave them in the pan. Now I'm just stirring these up. But in a minute, I'll just let them sit so that they can brown on the other side. While I got my hash browns going, I'm going to put some of the Louisiana sausage in a pan and get that started. And as you can see, I decided to put a second meat in there. This is just some turkey. So I'm going to put a second meat in there for my girls. Okay, so now these are getting like nice and golden brown. Yeah, they're getting that little crisp on them. That's what I like. I like that little crisp. So these are getting nice and golden brown on each side. I'm leaving them in there a little bit longer. It really doesn't take that long. So a little bit longer, and then the hash browns will be done. Oh, don't forget your salt. I gotta put salt in it. So this is that golden brown crisp that I was talking about. That golden brown crisp that you want on your hash browns. Anytime you make them, not just for breakfast burritos, but anytime you make them, you want that nice golden brown crisp. So the same concept for your Louisiana sausage. I like them a little crispy, just a little bit around the edges and everything. So leave these in there around the same, not 20 minutes, maybe about 15 or whatever, and they'll come out nice and crispy on the edges, and okay, so now we're on the eggs, and honestly I always do my eggs last. They're the thing that can get coldest the quickest, so I opt to do them last when I do my breakfast period and when I do the breakfast burritos. I cook my eggs sort of on a high heat. To me, they cook better that way. If you're not too used to cooking that much, you might want to store it on a lower heat so that you won't burn them. But I've been cooking eggs for a while, so I do mine on a higher heat, and they come out nice and fluffy, just like this. Make sure you warm your tortillas up. I mean, you don't have to, but I prefer to. I also prefer to put them on the stove than in the microwave. Okay, so eggs first, then cheese. I'm kind of generous with the cheese because my girls really love cheese on their burritos. So then you put the cheese. Then the hash browns. Those hash browns we made earlier, I'll put to the side. Then the meat, and like I said, I opted to put 2 different types of meat, the Louisiana sausage and the turkey. Then I roll my burritos. I start at the ends, I fold them at the ends, and then I roll them. They're not perfect, but they don't have to be. Your kids are not worried about it. They're absolutely perfect. But that's how I roll my burritos. Sometimes I do better. But like I said, they don't have to be perfect. Okay, so this is optional, but sometimes I do like to wrap my girls' burritos in the foil, like if you would go out to a restaurant or, you know, a taco truck or whatever, and it keeps them warm, and also it gives them a feel that they're getting like a burrito like I went out and bought without me actually going out and buying it. So I think they like the feel of that, and it keeps them hot and everything. So that's optional. If you want to do it, you can. If not, then that's fine too. Okay, you guys, these are the results of my breakfast burritos for my girls. They came out awesome, as always.